Like, so today he was like, "Can I use some butter?" And I was like, "Just use a knife, and you're good." He used a knife, I think.
Was it butter or margarine?
Butter.
Okay.
Butter. In the bottom left-hand side of the map, spawning as the red Zerg, it is HyuN.
I think this casting's awesome. And spawning in the top right position, representing Team MVP, is the blue Terran, Ryung.
Yeah. Our apologies if the cast is subpar, but we've been up for
I just mean the butter
8 hours or something. The butter discussion, I mean that's an important factor, Rob.
Okay.
And pretty standard opener by Ryung. On the other end of things, HyuN going for the pool first, which is gonna help him fend off any super early aggression by having that early queen as well.
Yeah.
But this is better for HyuN. I mean, if Ryung is, for example, in close positions, but not gonna be the case. They're actually gonna be cross, so it's gonna be a lot harder for HyuN to capitalize on any counterattacks, and in the same line of thought, it's gonna be harder for Ryung to reinforce any incoming attacks if he does decide to go for more than one Reaper. But it looks like he's just opening one Reaper.
This
he
is
hasn't added
the
extra
only
barracks.
time in TVZ on Central Protocol that Mass Reaper has not been the opener.
Yeah, and I mean it's actually good for Ryung because they are cross positions.
Yeah.
And HyuN opened with a pull first, so
Yeah.
that's pretty much the dream for Ryung, just opening with a standard Reaper first, and he might be taking information from the previous series of HyuN, where he opened pretty much the exact same way, and he is dropping a Roach Warren right after the pool finishes. Now, this could still be okay for HyuN if he can find his opponent in time. Now he's sending out a drone scout, so he will be scouting Ryung last, and he's gonna have to capitalize on the fact that or actually Lings, not a drone. And he's going to have to capitalize on the fact that Ryung is not going for Mass Reapers, and he's going to have to make roaches and move out right away and right across the map, because otherwise he's just going to be at a deficit. The Roach Warren's pretty expensive. It's a big investment. He's been banking up gas as well, so he's pretty much committed to making those roaches. And upon seeing that Ryung's not committing to the Reapers, he really has to make those roaches work aggressively. Already a decent start on that regard by denying the CC or delaying the CC by killing the SCV here, or at least chasing it away. That's considerable. And 7 roaches already on the way for HyuN.
And the nice thing about this map is the rocks in the main base can be broken down relatively easy by the roaches. So there's that.
I find that extremely unlikely that HyuN will target the rocks.
Well, maybe he'll go into the natural, and if there's a bunker there, he'll go into the rocks.
Maybe, but I think I don't know, that takes so long because of how early the roaches are. I think if he doesn't capitalize with them right away, and there's also not going to be additional reinforcements, right, because of how far away the rush distance is. I actually wouldn't mind HyuN going for something like link speed, if he had gone for link speed, then he would have the option to, maybe work at the rocks while he waits for the link reinforcements. But I think it becomes a little bit unrealistic when most of his army is roaches. It's just going to be really difficult for HyuN to break. And if he works at the rocks, it will be just because the attack has already failed, I think. 2 corrosive bows will get rid of the mines. And this is pretty huge for HyuN. He's running past the bunker. I think he should just attack it and focus fire the SCVs. Good corrosive bows on the bunker are going to kill the bunker. Alongside, nope, none of the Marines actually. Ryung evacuates right in time, and HyuN continues to morph Ravagers with the the weakened roaches that he has. So whenever you morph Ravagers, they respawn with the full amount of their health. Now he's going after the reactor, throwing corrosive bows onto the Marines here and there. That roach is super low. If he can micro it back, that would have been great. But now a tank with a medevac, but Ryung with a little bit of miscontrol. Now he finally drops the tank, and this might put an end to the aggression. Aftermath is
Ravager just fell off the map.
A Ravager just fell off the map?
Yeah, did you see that?
You mean the corpse of a Ravager?
It looked very alive.
It looked very alive?
It got exploded by a Reaper mine and then went down into this pit and just disappeared.
Are you serious? Did that happen? I completely
I'm gonna have
missed
to
that.
watch the replay to see if it was alive.
I mean,
or
they're
dead.
not freaking out. No one's freaking out in the game. Ryung and HyuN are not freaking out.
Well,
Then again, they have been awake for a while too.
yeah.
But yeah,
Maybe I'm hallucinating.
Maybe you're hallucinating, maybe not. Stranger, no. I was gonna say stranger things have happened. A Ravager falling off the map would be pretty strange. But yeah, HyuN in a pretty decent position after that is about as much as he could hope to get from that, I think. Oh wow, the corrosive vials both landing on the tank. Now that tank is gonna have a lot of trouble being used here because of one more shot from a roach and it will fall. So it's most likely just gonna be pulled back and repaired here. Yeah, Liberino out on the map.
Yeah. Pretty much it's just gonna be. It's usually like on a map like this where the third's so far away. It's a 2-base push versus 2-base push. Ryung's going for double E-base. Very interesting, seeing how like if you have a mass amount of tanks, you can actually like push the natural or the main base of the Zerg at this like at the rocks and the cliffs and have like a terrain advantage at by leapfrogging them. But
yeah, it's gonna cut into his tank production potentially because that's gas investments, and also his tank production is gonna cut into his bio production. So the upgrades are not as significant. But he is definitely going to be going for a 2 base timing by the looks of it, perhaps a 1-1 timing. That is for Ryung. HyuN is finally taking a 3rd base, and in this particular positions, that is not as risky. The Liberator unsieging at the perfect time.
Nice shot, or nice dodge,
Nice dodge,
I mean,
yeah.
from the
Very
shot.
well done. And we see the space.
The final frontier.
The final frontier. So many stars in the background.
I feel like I'm gonna be seeing stars after this cast is over.
Yeah, extremely tired. Get hyped, Taylor. Go drink your Red Bull.
No, I already drink energy drink. If I drink it now, I'm like never gonna be able to sleep during the day.
We still have another best of 5 though.
Yeah, I have enough passion for that.
Do you have enough passion for that?
Do you?
Yes.
Okay.
I've been casting non-stop. Except for that time.
I mean, what do you think about the Spire play here?
I like the Spire.
I mean,
Great
HyuN
spread by him, by the
does
way.
have a 3rd base, so that's really nice for him. I think he's just gonna. I mean, the Spire's a way for him just to get even more ahead than what he is right now. And like I said before, Ryung isn't getting a 3rd command center, powering up on 2 bases, and which is questionable about the double eBay.
Yeah.
Like,
And HyuN has a couple of oracles dropping creep at the potential 3rd of Ryung.
Did you do that just to trigger me?
No, what?
Just shut up.
Do what? Do what?
You said oracles.
I said Overlord.
No, you didn't. I know, because you specifically said, like, you, like, put the emphasis on oracle. Like, I heard that, and I was like, you're triggering me right now. But as we see this push coming, it's actually a pretty strong push. 4 tanks are actually... I don't like how they're pushing at the 3rd. I think you could push into the main... Actually, you might just push into the net. Oh my gosh, he's just going to
The
go...
stim forward is just gonna YOLO. There's so many Ravagers. HyuN really likes his Ravagers here. But with the Roaches this time around to tank, a lot of the time he has been making Ravagers without the Roaches, just relying on the Corrosive Bile. Hasn't been working as well, but this time around with so many Roaches and the great crit threat of HyuN, he's able to chase back the army. Was that the right call? Only time will tell.
Yeah. He's getting Corruptors, which is a really interesting choice, not opting for the Muta
I
at
dig.
all. But yeah, he doesn't have to take a fight off creep. He's in a great position. He has a slight lead, I would say.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's no point for him to actually push off creep.
Yeah, absolutely. And to talk about Corruptors versus Muta, so whenever you go Mutiling Bane, for example, usually as a Zerg player, you're trading your army on the ground. That being the Lynx and Banelings, right? Because the Lynx are such low HP units that they're usually going to trade right away. The Banelings have to trade themselves in order to be effective. They have to suicide. So what you're mostly concerned is about keeping your Muta count up for the next fight.
Oh, this is really good positioning from Ryung, though. Those tanks are going to get... He's target firing with the tanks.
The Lynx, though, doing a fantastic job of
closing the gap.
Yeah, closing the gap with the tanks.
Oh my gosh,
forcing them
but
to
those siege
unsiege.
tanks, it feels like they're like shooting forever. I mean, like the distance-wise.
Yeah, that it seems like longer than they should.
Yeah.
They should be able
The
to
space
shoot.
is like floating the shell over, and it's like...
Yeah, that was actually kind of weird.
Because it
Maybe
doesn't look like it should. but it is.
Yeah, it's the space. The space is being weird. But yeah, like I was saying, with Corruptors are pretty good with Roaches. They're both attack movie units for starters, and Corruptors can just kind of attack move and literally attack move, and they will get rid of the medevacs on the sky.
Flank from HyuN, is it gonna work to his favor? All those tanks are so fragile right now. They're all orange and red.
Yeah, but there's like nothing left over for HyuN. If we look at the
Did
supply,
Ryung
he's 40
actually do
supply
this?
behind, and Ryung did it. Ryung is gonna be our third place finisher. Congratulations to him in Kings of the Craft. HyuN will not go home empty-handed. He will get $100 for his efforts. Ryung will be getting $300 for his efforts. And so congratulations to both of them. Next up will be the finals between Pult and SOS. Right after.